How are you?
I am doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Very good. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
ready for it to be a little bit cooler. I can't take the 90 degrees here. I'm ready for it to be fall.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm actually very happy with the fact that today in Michigan it was like 70, 72. And I'm like, this is
That sounds
awesome.
lovely.
It's a real fall. We love this. That is
Yes,
great.
yes, yeah, that's great.
All right. Well, people have like 1 minute. Is there anything in particular you need me to go over today? Or we're gonna do our questions like usual, but just want to check in.
I have been there's just you know what I think what it is for me is I'm going ahead of I'm going like trying to go ahead of everyone so that I can then go back and focus on areas I need to focus on. Right now I'm just totally overwhelmed. So it's like everything.
A lot of people feel that way. It's okay. And Nino, yes, I see you in YouTube. You're here. Catherine, you're here. I see you. So, Amy, don't feel alone on that. As I'm studying for Michigan, I'm like, man, this is a lot. And I know the national stuff already. So it's just a lot no matter what we do, but you got this. You've got it.
Yeah.
Catherine, you just wanted to let me know you passed your test.
All
What?
right.
Another person passing. You know what that means, Catherine. You get a
Good job, good job.
good job, good job. GOODJOB, good job, good job. And you know what? I don't even know if you could hear that, Catherine, because I don't know if I shared my sound. So you're going to get it twice, just in case you get a
Good job, good job. Good job, good job. GOODJOB, good job, good job.
Hey, we love it. All right, so we got that, and you get your other song.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
Hey, Catherine, I love that you passed your test. That is what I'm talking about. Hey, Caroline. Hey, Juana. Yay.
When you say she passed her test, you mean the real test? Like
Yes.
the
Mhm.
national, oh wow, like the one where she goes and sits. Oh wow, good for her. Yay.
Yeah. I know. Don't we love that? We just love it. It makes
Yay.
me happy. It just makes me so happy. All right, well, let's get right down to it with our questions. Ah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it when people pass. We're going to start with number 75 on this test that, once again, just so I don't get sued, I don't know where this came from. A student gave me these questions, and I figure, why not go over them? I make a no claims to them being mine. I make a no claims to them being good. Hey, Shatara. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think I said it right that time, hopefully. So let's get right into it. Number 75. The Simons have defaulted on their loan payments and are behind in paying the rest of their bills. So their home is
Hi,
being
hi,
sold.
Candice.
Oh, hey,
Sorry.
Elena.
Hi, I passed national today.
Yay, you passed, Elena. Elena
Thank you.
passed. Yay.
Yay.
Oh my
Thank you,
gosh.
Candice. Thank you.
Elena,
Oh
I
my
have to
God.
play this. You have earned it.
Good job, good job. Good job, good job. GOODJOB, good job, good job.
Hey, Elena passed. And
Thank
you
you so
also
much.
get a.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
I love it. And Elena, just for you, it is going. Where is it? I'm thinking of it. Where is it? I'm looking for something. Where is it? I wanted to play. Oh, here it is. Just for you, Elena.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
I am so proud of you, Elena. I know everybody's
Thanks so
been
much,
watching
Candice.
and
Thank you so much for your help. I will never forget how much you support me
oh,
and help me. Thank you so much.
not a problem. And did you have a points problem on your exam?
Yes, 4 or 5 problems. Oh my God. Yes, a lot of
Yay!
problems.
So I'm so glad we went over it. I'm so proud of you, Elena. Mwah. All right.
Thank you
Let's
so much, Candice.
Oh,
Thank you. I
you are
love you.
so welcome. All right, let's get into it. Number 75. The Simons have defaulted on their loan payments and are
Oh,
behind.
Candace, sorry to interrupt. Can
Yeah.
you? It's hard to see. Like I can only see like the top of. There we go. Yeah, for some reason I
That
don't know if
better?
I'm having some issues, but I am. Yes, I can
Okay.
see it now.
Good. The Simons have defaulted on their loan payments and are behind in paying the rest of their bills. So their home is being sold in a foreclosure auction. Of the many liens against it, which will have the first claim on the proceeds of the sale? Is it A, the first mortgage recorded, B, the unpaid real estate taxes, C, the mechanic's lien, or D, the home equity loan? Who's got an answer? Now, I
Would
do
be-
want to go
would be-
ahead.
Would it be on real estate taxes?
Yes, it is going to be B, the real estate taxes. Very good. Because we know real estate taxes and any kind of what's it called? It's an improvement. Real estate taxes, and it's not an encumbrance. Gosh, why are there so many words that start with vowels? It is assessment. Good gosh. Any taxes or assessments would be the first liens paid. But the first item paid would be the cost of sale, like your court costs and attorney costs and things like that. So yes, it would always be the unpaid real estate taxes. And then we go in the recorded order, which would probably more than likely be our first mortgage recorded. Nice. Love it. I see you, Shatara. Shatara, you got it right. Yay. Love it. All right. God, what a great Wednesday. 2 people passing. That just makes me so happy, y'all.
Candice, who else pass? Caroline pass?
Katrin
Oh,
passed.
What about Caroline?
She hasn't taste tested it yet, but she will. And when she does, she will pass. Yay. A shoe store in Town Mall pays a base rent each month, plus additional rent based on the amount of business it does. It is operating under is it A, a ground lease, B, a percentage lease, C, a net lease, or D, a holdover lease?
I think it's a percentage.
BB for
It's
sure.
a percentage lease because you all are geniuses. That is the right answer. And we know a ground lease is when somebody literally rents the land and then the tenant builds the building. So these are usually going to be long term, like 75 years, 100 years, something like that. Can anybody tell me what a net lease is? Can anybody tell me?
Net lease is like when the tenant paid like maintenance, insurance, and taxes.
Yeah, the tenant is the one who pays for maintenance and taxes and all that other kind of stuff. And then a holdover lease, well, I know of a holdover tenant when you were supposed to leave and you didn't, but we all knew it was percentage lease. When you get these questions and you know the answer, just go ahead and be positive with it. All right, number 77. Commercial building site value is commonly quoted to a buyer by price per square foot, front foot, acre, or parcel or tract. Commercial building site value is commonly quoted how?
I think it's B.
It's A.
So we got a B and we got an A. Anybody else? What are you thinking out there in YouTube land? I got a B, I got an A.
I'm thinking B.
Okay, well, it's not acre. We know there are 43,560 square feet in an acre, right? And can anybody tell me how many feet are in a mile?
600 something.
Well, 640
No,
is going to
640.
be the number of acres in a
Oh,
it's
section.
five
Oh.
to 5 to 8
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yes,
Right.
5 tomatoes, 5280. That's
Okay.
how many feet in a mile, right? So it's not acre. That's not our answer. And it's not by parcel or tract because every parcel or tract is different. So the question becomes, is it by square foot or is it by front foot?
I think it's front foot.
Well, I wish I could say that was
I
true, but it's
think it's
not.
a
It's
square
not.
foot. Square foot.
No. Oh gosh, you know what we have to do? You know what I haven't played in a while? It's okay though, Caroline. So remember, front foot is if you have the road, and then this would be the building, and this would be the front door, and then maybe this is another building, this is the front door, and then, something like that. So the front foot is just how wide it is. But what if you have a building that's like this wide, but it goes back really, really deep? I mean, like really deep. You pay per square foot. The front foot is important, and you will probably pay more per front foot. Like if you just look at the whole price, the more the front feet, the more you're going to pay. But when you're quoting it, you quote it by square foot. And that's just something you all, when you get into, it's a perfect example of why I tell people if you start in residential, then you got to go out and get more training in commercial. And if you're in commercial, don't think you can just hop over to residential because it can be so different. It's a whole different lingo. And even within commercial, you got office space, you got retail space, you have
So
land.
we need to continue education, right?
Yep. So you're going to do either your CEs for each, every state has a requirement, either annually or biannually or every 3 years, whatever it may be. And you can, of course, if you decide to go into property management or commercial, there's other classes you can take too. Jessica, you passed your exam. Oh my goodness, it's another person passing. What? And Jessica, that is amazing. You get a
Good job, good job. Good
Good
job, good job.
G-double-O-D,
G-double-O-D-J-O-B. Good job, good job.
Hey, and
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
I know I'm just a mix. I'm a mess. Jessica, that is amazing. I'm so glad you joined us on this live, Jessica, to tell me. And I'm so glad the 5-hour course helped. That is why I do it.
Yes, the 5 hours help a lot. Oh my god, a lot of questions like it was at exam from your video. A lot.
I love that. I love to hear
Yes,
that.
you guys, you need to watch. You need to watch the video. My god, it's very helpful.
Yay! And hello, Trix. Hello. All right, let's keep on going. So, number 78. Prices are likely to rise when there is a buyer's market, B, seller's market, C, thin market, or D, broad market.
Seller's market.
We got seller's market. We got one seller's market. Anybody else? Well, I know that thin market and broad market, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. And when you all get licensed, you're going to learn how to calculate.
It's
Whether
definitely not
you're
a
in a
buyer's.
buyer's market or a seller's market.
It feels like here, at least where I am, it is definitely not a buyer's market.
And are the prices going up?
No, they're
No.
not. They're going down.
Okay, well, prices are okay. So,
Wait. So wait a second. So people that are trying to sell, they having to lower their house, the cost.
so that means we're going from a seller's market to a buyer's market.
Buyer's market, yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
so right.
So the answer is B. They're
Right.
likely to rise when there's a seller's market.
Right.
And one of the things all of you all will learn if you go into residential real estate is we kind of look at how many months of inventory are available. So we kind of, once you all get licensed, you're going to say, oh, there's 792 houses on the market. And how many months, if nothing else came on the market? So let me kind of show you all this, because, you know, you need to know this. It's not necessarily on your exam, but you're going to need to know this. So let's say there's 792 houses or like listings. What we want to know is how many months would it take for those listings to be absolutely gone? So if I take 792 and I divide it by 30, I've got 792 divided by 30. That means I've got 26 months of listings. That's a lot. That's a lot. But if we only had let's say we had I don't know, let's say we had 117 listings. If I take 117 and I divide by 30, wait a minute. I'm not doing this math right. Oh my gosh, losing my mind. Y'all, I'm losing my mind. I forgot a step. I'm like, something's not right here. Here's what's not right. Pretend like I didn't say that. You have to know there's 792 listings, and then you need to know how many listings sell each month. That's what happens when I try to go from real estate education to real estate coaching. You need to know how many listings sell each month. So let's say every month there are 87 listings each month. If I take 792 and I divide it by 87, there we go. I was like, that doesn't sound right. 792 divided by 87. That would give you 9 months of listings. That means in 9 months, you're going to be fresh out of houses. So if there were 792 listings and 87 sold last month, we know in 9 months, we would be out of listings. Anything from 0 to 3 or 4 months is considered a seller's market. If it's like 5 to 7 months, it's a neutral market. And if it's 8 or more months, it's considered a buyer's market. Meaning, if you are in a buyer's market, there are way too many listings.
Yeah, that's where we are. We're in a buyer's market.
Too many listings, so sellers have to
that
drop
makes
their
sense.
price.
Right.
In a seller's market, there's not enough. And to tie it back to the test, this all has to do with the concept of substitution. Substitution. I don't know if I spelled that right, but whatever. Because if there's too many listings, people want to pay for the lower listing, and then people lower their price for that. So you see how that goes. Once I got the math right, there you go. But you all are going to have to know this once you get into real estate. And this is why you do training. This is why you're going to get training from your broker. So that's a little side note, kind of put it into real life, why you have to learn stuff like that. All right. I'm sick of green. Let's get away from green and go to purple. Regarding real property, which of the following statements is true? A, implements are considered as fixtures since they're attached to the land. B, trade fixtures attached to the property are always the landlord's property. C, air rights can be granted separately by deed. Or D, mineral rights always run with the land. We're
I think
looking.
it's D for sure.
Okay, so you've got a D. We've got one D, and we know 3 of these are false and 1 is going to be true. So is it true implements are considered fixtures since they're attached to the land?
No.
Hey, Valerie. Boom, shakalaka, boom. I see you, Valerie. And some,
Implements are personal property. They are not like that.
yes, we know if we've got rented farmland, anything that the tenant installs is an agricultural, well, any rented farmland, if anything they install will be an agricultural fixture, and the implements are going to be the crops that they plant. And we consider those crops to be personal property. So the tenant, now it should be put into the lease, but the tenant would have the right to go back and get that last crop. So that is a false statement. False, false, false. No, sir. All right, B, trade fixtures attached to the building are always the landlord's property. That's not right. Because if it's a trade fixture, we know it's, again, in a leased commercial property. The tenant installed the fixture and it's considered a trade fixture, and you get to take it with you. The tenant gets to take it with them at the end of the lease. Now, if you leave it after that, then the landlord gets to keep it, but you get to take your trade fixtures with you. So we know that's not right. Air rights can be granted separately by deed.
No.
Can you separate? Can you separate your air rights? And actually, you can. It is possible to separate your air rights. So let me give you an example of what this would look like. Let's say it's drawing time, and I'm so sorry because y'all know my drawing abilities are null. So let's say this is water. And let's say this is where the land is. Right, that's the sand, the land. And here you've got a short building. Let's say this is somebody's house. And then a developer comes in and puts in a condo. What can happen is, remember, by definition, when you get real property, when you buy real property, you're getting the surface of the earth, you get the subsurface rights, and you get your air rights. So this condo developer might say, hey, person, we'd really like to buy your air rights. We want to own these rights to put stuff in the air right here. Why? Because we want to make sure nobody builds. We don't want you selling to another developer who puts in some even bigger condo. We don't want that. That sounds terrible. So this developer can buy these air rights. They can be separated. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So that means, and you know what? Let me say this. Let's say this was a major city. Sometimes in big cities, you'll see where somebody didn't sell. So this is an office building, and this is an office building, and then you'll see like a bridge across them. That happens in cities too. Just saying. So it turns out that C is correct. Air rights can be granted separately by deed, which means D has to be false. And there's one word that should tell us that D is false.
Always. Yeah.
Always. Think about Texas with all that oil. There's a good chance if you buy, it reminds you of the movie Up. I got you, Amy. If you buy land in Texas, there's a good chance you might not be getting the mineral or the oil rights. Somebody might already lay claim to them. That is not uncommon in states where, you know, people are drilling for something. You're getting your surface rights, you're getting your air rights, but you may not be getting your mineral or oil rights. So it's always that gets you there. Our answer is C. All right, number 80. Which of the following statements is true of a land contract? Which of the following statements is true of a land contract? Is it A, the buyer is given the right to possess? B, the seller has a lien on the title? C, the buyer has legal title to the property? Or D, the seller cannot provide any of the financing? What are y'all thinking?
I think
I
it's
think-
B, but I don't. I think
You think B. Okay. All right.
legal
All
land.
right.
Oh wait, land contract. Hold on.
I'm going to mute myself for 1 second. My sister's calling, but y'all discuss it. Y'all discuss it.
Doesn't C, isn't that have to be a equitable title to the property?
I think about this.
Do you guys think?
I think it might be A.
Yeah,
I think so. I'm changing my mind. I think it's because
All right. Sorry,
I
guys.
think
Sister
the
came in.
seller-
She was coming to visit to pick up some dinner, so I wanted to make sure she got everything. But what did you all decide for 80? Which of the following statements is true?
I
One
have a
is
question on C. Wouldn't that be equitable title to the
in a
property?
land contract, the buyer does have equitable title.
Okay,
Yes, that is a false statement.
okay,
It's not C. Because we know a land contract, otherwise known as an installment contract or an installment land contract or a contract for deed, that can be the name of it too, is where it's like seller financing. The seller saying, buyer, I'm going to sell you the house, but instead of us having one big closing and you give me all the cash right now, I'm going to let you pay me in installments. Buyer, you'll get
Yeah.
equitable title, the right to claim it later, and
Yeah.
I'm going to keep legal title. Shatara said she thinks it's B. The seller has a lien on the title.
I think it's A. I'm changing my mind. I
Okay.
said B originally.
Right. And so the seller doesn't, you're absolutely right. The seller does not have a lien on the title
Mhm.
because
with
the
her.
seller still owns it.
I'm thinking A as well.
All right. So you all are thinking A because this is false. The seller cannot provide any of the financing. Well, that's not true because it is a type of seller financing. The seller is allowing the buyer to pay over time. So, yes, our answer is in fact A. So we remember when you all are studying, you've got it's called an installment land contract. Helps if I spell it right. Or it can just be called a land contract. Or it could be called a contract for deed. Right? All of them are very similar. So good job, Juana. Yes, Trix and Valerie, you all said A. That is our answer. All right. Love it. Y'all are getting good. No, you all are good. You're getting better. The Sinclairs needed 2 different loans to buy their first home. The loan that will have the first claim on the value of the house in case of foreclosure is the one that was first A, negotiated, B, signed, C, recorded, or D, satisfied. All good words, but which one is the answer? Is it negotiated, signed, recorded, or satisfied? All right, we got a C from Amy. We got a C from Valerie.
Satisfied?
So we got 2 C's so far. I don't know why I'm making arrows.
Oh,
2 C's.
no, I meant recorded, not satisfied.
That looks like a happy face or something, but nope, it's not satisfied because we know satisfied is what you do to the promissory note. You're
No.
satisfying your debt, but yes, we have another recorded, and that is the answer. We know that that is why we record, to get protection from the law. You want to record your deed so that you can get paid first. So yes, it is recorded. C is the right answer. Yep, exactly, Valerie. If it's not recorded, it does not have priority. We know that you don't have to record a deed. But if I own a property and I'm shady, which could very well be true, and I sell my property to Caroline today, today's Wednesday, and I give her a deed, and then I sell the same property to Valerie on Friday, and I give her a deed to the same property, even though I gave Valerie the property second, if Valerie records first, assuming nobody has possession, then in most states, Valerie is going to have ownership. That is why we record. So there we go. We're giving constructive notice. Constructive notice is the vocab word for that one. All right, number 82. Easements, encroachments, and licenses are examples of what? Easements, encroachments, and licenses are examples of A, water rights, B, types of estates, C, encumbrances, or D, government powers.
Encumbrances. See.
Encumbrances.
Encumbrances. Now, I just want to point out that in some states, a license is not an encumbrance. In some states. So on the national side, this is just fine. But remember, follow whatever your teacher said. So I know for North Carolina, it is not be an encumbrance. But for in general, yeah, it's affecting the title, what you can and can't do with the land if you have to honor that license. So good job. 83. When tenant Heather Grayson opened her ice cream shop in the mall, she installed counters and special freezers. When Heather closes the shop, can she remove them? Oh, you said why would that be, Valerie? Before we do that one, why would it not be an encumbrance? So I'm going to roll back for a second. That's because, and I'm going to say, Valerie, for North Carolina. I'm only going to say what I know in North Carolina to be true. When somebody sells the property, then the new owner doesn't have to honor the license. Because licenses, unlike easements, can be revoked. So think of your driver's license. If you are driving incorrectly, they expire, they get revoked, a license can be ended. So in theory, if I have this property and I gave a license to Elena to fish on it, before I sell it, I could always revoke the license. It may not necessarily be an encumbrance, something that's going to stop the next person from doing what they want to do. But it's going to depend on the state. And if somebody wants to know specifically for their state, we can ask Uncle Ray, because, I only know North Carolina, and I guess I probably should find out about Michigan for my test, what that's going to be considered. But in some states, they're not considered encumbrances. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes? Hopefully so.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, good. Back to Heather and her ice cream store. So remember, she installed counters and special freezers. She's a tenant. So when she closes the shop, can she remove them? It's either A, it depends on whether her lease specifically states that she can. B, no, because as a tenant, she gives up the right of possession. C, yes, she can if she repairs any damage caused by their removal. Or D, no, because as fixtures, they've become part of the real estate. What are y'all thinking? Is that a C, Amy?
I think it's an A.
You think it's an A? Okay, we got one A. Valerie says C, as long as she repairs the damage. Anybody else got an opinion?
I think they're trade fixtures, so she can remove them, right?
They are trade fixtures.
Okay, so I'm saying A as well.
Okay, so you're saying A is wrong. Which one are you thinking is right then?
Oh, wait.
Well, we know she can take them with her. We know that they are trade fixtures, and I just
We
mentioned.
know that she need to repair any damage caused by their removal.
Yeah.
For sure.
We know it's C. Trade fixtures. And here's the key to this. She's a tenant. When you are a tenant in a rented commercial space, if you think about it, I know all of us has gone to like a strip mall and then there's a for lease sign in the window of one of the stores and it's just a cement floor and some walls. And we don't know what kind of commercial business is going to go in there. It could be a bar, it could be a bakery, it could be an accounting place. I mean, it could be so many things. So whoever's leasing the tenant, they install those fixtures they need for their business. And because it's their stuff, they get to take it with them when they leave. And what somebody was saying earlier, I forgot who was online. Oh, it was Valerie. If you leave it, then that becomes landlord stuff. But you can take it with you before the end of the lease. Most of the time, the lease is going to say, hey, we want you to take this space back to how you got it, just ready for the next one. And Valerie, I see you. I see what you did there, Valerie. Valerie said the answer is
Is for cookie. That's good enough for me.
I haven't done that in a while. In fact, Valerie, you know what we really haven't heard in a while?
I like carrots, and you should too. It goes crunch, crunch, crunch.
We like carrots.
We like carrots, and you
Crunch,
should
crunch,
too. It
crunch.
goes crunch, crunch, crunch.
So yes, our answer is C. I can't believe I haven't played those songs in so long. The answer is C for cookie and C for carrots. Good job. Uh-oh. 84's got numbers. Let's read it and see how bad it is. Valerie, you know what? When you reminded me of it, I realized I missed that song too. All right. Dennis Sorensen is buying land on which he plans to build a cabin. He wants 200 feet in road frontage in a lot 500 feet deep. If the asking price is $9,000 an acre for the land, how much will Dennis pay for his lot? I'm going to do this one because there's so many great concepts that we need to understand, even if they weren't in a math question.
And it was one problem like that, 2 exam. And one problem with equity, it was.
Okay, let's see. So if this is the road, he's buying land and he wants 200 feet in road frontage. So from here to here, this would be the front foot. And he wants it to go 500 feet deep. Now, of course, it's not to scale, but we get the answer, all right? It's 200 by 500. So we know area is equal to length times width, or that would be the front feet by the depth. So that means it's going to be 200 by 500. And 200 times 500 was that 10?
100,000.
100,000. I was like, there's some zeros there. It's 100,000 square feet. And we know there's how many square feet in an acre?
43,560.
43,560. So I'm going to take that the $100,000 divided by 43,560, and I'm going to get, it's not $100,000, it's 100,000 square feet. 1,000,000 divided by 43,560. That's giving me 2.29 acres. And if it's $9,000 an acre, I'm going to do 9,000. That's one too many zeros there, Candace. There we go. Times 2.29. So 9,000 times 2.29. And that's going to be 26, this one right here, depending on how you round. I got $20,610.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what did you? Yeah, 20,000. I got 20,661.
Oh, maybe I put a number in wrong. Let me see. It was 2.29 times 9,000, but I did round. Yeah, so it was the rounding. This number right here, this $2, this 2.29 acres had some longer numbers. So I know this is close enough for me. I know that's the answer, 84. Yep. I think it was 2 point, what was it? Let me go back. 2957. So really, I should have probably rounded this to 2.30, which would get us to a closer answer. But there you go. What's really important is about understanding the feet in depth and then the feet and road frontage. And of course, our 43,560. Nice. All right. Next. Now, I'm just going to say I was looking at this beforehand, y'all, and I saw this one, the cognivant clause, and I was like, cognivant? I don't know what a darn cognivant is. It sounds like something somebody real country would say. Cognivant? Gosh darn it, cognivant. That's what I'm going to start saying. But it is a real thing. I'd never seen it before, but it is a real thing. So, well, I guess I've seen it a couple times. Which clause, if included in a mortgage, allows a lien recorded subsequent in time to have a superior position to the mortgage that was recorded prior in time? So which clause, if included in a mortgage, allows a lien recorded subsequent in time to have a superior position to the mortgage that was recorded prior in time? And this question is really, it's worded really fancy. It doesn't have to be this hard. Like if you have a timeline, if you have recorded A and you have recorded B, whatever that lien is, and we say, hey, you know what? We want to let B be paid first. What's the name of the clause that would let that happen?
D, superior clause.
It's not the superior clause.
Subordination.
No, it's the subordination because it takes priority.
Yeah,
Yep.
subordination.
Subordination clause. There we go. Now, does anybody, so this is the right answer. Yay. It's not this. It's not this. It's not this. Does anybody know what the cognivant clause is?
I think,
Never heard of it.
I think it's when like a bar like waives like rights and without a trial or something like that.
So it could have to do with paying off your loan. And I'm just going to read you all what it says. A cognivant is a legal document in which a party confesses liability and authorizes the entry of a judgment against them in event of a default. So you're basically, this would be used in a mortgage. And it says, go ahead and put a judgment on me, a judgment lien on me, if I default. So it's not something I see a lot in real estate, but I mean, in real estate questions, but I thought it was interesting. I like to see, you know, what's going on there. So now we know. All right, let's go back. We've learned something.
I remember subordination, like to step aside, like that's how I remember it.
Subordinations take place like and put inferior another lien, like a lien.
Yeah, you're subordinate, so you're making something else lower. To be subordinate, like your boss is your boss and you're a subordinate to your boss. And then your boss is a subordinate to their boss. So the subordination clause has to do with who's getting, you know, the order of things that are happening. So there we go. All right. 86. Which of the following approaches would an appraiser most likely use to appraise a church?
Oh, I just learned to say. I think it's
It's
B.
cost
B
approach.
for sure. Cost approach is gonna be for special purpose.
Okay, so let's see. I heard a couple answers. So let's start first. Caroline, what did you say?
Cost approach.
You said the cost approach. Amy, what did you say?
Cost approach.
Cost approach. Elena, what did you
It's
say?
cost approach because it's a special purpose. I forgot how it's like special
Cost
purpose.
approach.
Yes.
Valerie said it is the cost approach. She said, "I'm bringing home a baby, bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me?" Right?
I miss all those songs.
We're gonna have to bring them back. You know what? I can bring those songs back. Now that I'm comfortable doing it this way with Zoom and everything, we're bringing the songs back, y'all. We're bringing them
Oh,
back.
that's awesome.
Bring the songs back. All right. So, yes, the answer is B. That is correct. Y'all knew this one. You knew it. It's B, cost approach. I mean, I think y'all just knew it. You just know it. I will say that D is a type of, it's one of the ways to come up with the income approach. You could either use a gross rent multiplier or you could use that NOI. Whew. 87 is way too many numbers. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Not today. Not today. I just can't do it. All right. 88. Under the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, the ECOA, a lender does not have to offer a loan to a. So I guess it's asking who is not a protected class. And those protected classes, remember, are similar to fair housing, but are not exactly the same. So is it A, they don't have to offer, they do not have to offer to a recipient of public assistance with poor credit history, B, a recipient of Social Security, C, a recipient of food stamps, or D, a 90-year-old man looking for a 30-year mortgage?
See?
All right, so we got one that was that you, Caroline? Was that your voice?
Yes, that was me.
Okay, so we got one C. What are we thinking?
I don't know. I think it's A. Because it's discriminatory, like for recipient of food stamps.
Because of the
You
poor
cannot
credit.
like discriminate because the people like have.
You know what? That makes sense, Elena.
Yep. And
I think
Valerie
I'm going
said
for
A.
A too.
All right, we're changing our answer, which is good because it's not C. The answer is, in fact, A. What was our song for A? What was our song for A? I like to eat. I
Apples
like
and
to
bananas.
eat apples and apricots.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so why? Because when we're talking about the ECOA, what you cannot do, it's basically the same as fair housing, except we take off familial status. So that familial status gets off the list. And we're adding the idea that public assistance, like if you're getting monies from public assistance, that cannot be discriminated against. And we're adding like age. We're adding age to that too. So it's this idea that you cannot discriminate based on somebody's age. Just because this guy is 90 doesn't mean you can't say you're too old for a 30-year loan. Think of what medical advances we're getting nowadays, y'all. This guy could very well live to be 120.
The age also is a protected class.
The age is a protected class under ECOA, right? And then the Social Security and the food stamps, that's the public assistance. What makes A correct is the with poor credit history. You got poor credit history. The bank
And you
does
can
not have
deny
to
the
give it to
loan
you.
because the credit history is like low.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving on. Ooh, that looks like a lot of math. Not today. All right. According to the federal fair housing laws, all of these practices are illegal except. So 3 are illegal and 1 is legal. We got
So
blockbusting, steering, redlining, appraising.
the appraising is
Yeah.
legal.
D.
Okay, D.
D. That one's
Of
easy.
course. What? Oh, and what's our song for D, y'all?
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. We're bringing back the songs. We got to have some fun. Yes, it is D, appraising. I mean, I think y'all knew this one. But just as a reminder, blockbusting has to do with sellers, getting sellers to sell. Steering has to do with buyers, only showing them certain neighborhoods.
And redlining has to do with
And redlining has to do with lending, not giving loans in certain areas because of a protected class. So love it. Ooh, 91. It's one of these examples why I want everybody, even California people, to know the math. With an amortized loan, each month, is it A, the amount of principal and interest in each payment remains the same? Is it B, the interest and principal payments each increase? Is it C, the interest portion decreases and the principal portion increases? Or is it D, the interest portion increases and the principal portion decreases? What do you think?
C.
All right, I got a C. Anybody else? Anybody else?
I think it's C2 as well.
You think it's C2 because C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Yeah. Bringing back the songs.
C is for carrots.
C is for carrots. I mean, let's just do it again because haven't you? I've missed the carrot song.
I like carrots, and you should too. It goes
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
and it's good for you.
We like carrots.
And you should too. It goes
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh. All right, so let's talk about it. A and B are wrong. Because this one, the amount of principal and interest do not stay the same. One goes up and one goes down. And it's not that the principal and interest payments each increase. That's not right. What we know is our answer is C. Every month, the amount. So let's say our payment was $2,400. In month one, the principal might be $150 and the interest would be, now see, why would I use numbers I can't add and subtract off the top of my head? So check 150 would be $250, $2,250. And then in month two, maybe your principal amount would be $200. It's not really going to jump up that high. And your interest would be $2,200. So your interest is going down, down, down every month, and your principal is going up, up, up every month. I know. You said you miss all the songs. I'm bringing them back. I'm bringing back the songs, y'all. We are bringing them back. Yay. So that makes sense. And just if you all need, I think, didn't I just do the PITI? Yeah, I just did a PITI. That's what I put up on Monday night. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what I did on Monday. All right. 92. The purpose of RESPA is to A, help the buyer know how much money is required. To B, see that a buyer and seller know all settlement costs. C, see that the borrower only knows his settlement costs. Or D, make sure that buyers do not borrow more than they can afford. What are you thinking? I'm going to help y'all out. It's not D. People, we call this being house poor. People spend all their money on their PI, TI payments that they don't have any money to decorate or do anything fun. We don't want that.
I think it might be B.
I think
Alright,
it
we
might
got-
be C
Oh,
because it's only for the borrower. It's not for the seller.
Well, I can see where this is confusing. C is not right because the only is the problem. And really, this has to do with TRID now. These are probably old questions. This, in each case, even though the RESPA says, how do I say this? RESPA says there has to be a settlement statement, and that settlement statement needs to have the cost for the seller as well. The seller needs to know. It's just that the borrower stuff is secret. And when you talk about TRID, the borrower's confidential information is secret, but the seller, as part of RESPA, still gets told what their costs are. So that was a very tricky question, and I think I would word it differently given TRID. Given TRID. So our answer...
It's for sure TRID because...
no, not C. It's B. And it's about the settlement costs. I know that seems weird and it seems kind of picky, and you're not wrong, Elena, in the borrower's information gets protected, but the seller does get a settlement statement too. You can't just only give a buyer the CD. The seller gets a CD as well. All right, let's see. Oh, and let me say this too. We know with RESPA, there's no kickbacks. And if the seller's agent was to get a kickback for some reason, it would still be illegal. A lot of RESPA has to do with the buyers, but a lot of it also applies to sellers as well. You cannot take kickbacks from anybody that has to do with this closing situation. All right, number 93. We'll do 93, then we'll call it a day. Nell Woodhouse wants to buy a certain condo in Florida. In order to pay for the unit, the furniture, and all of the appliances, she needs a package mortgage, B, blanket mortgage, C, wraparound mortgage, or D, buy down mortgage. Ooh, this
And
is
it's gonna be
one.
a
A
package
package.
it's A.
because like the condo in Florida, and it's gonna it's the package is coming with furniture and or appliances.
Yeah. Yep, the package. I like to think a package is real plus personal. It's like having Christmas Day and you get packages. It's real and personal property.
Yes, you're right. Real
Right.
and
So, what's a blanket mortgage? Who can tell me what a blanket mortgage is? Valerie said A.
covers more piece of
Covers.
property. Not only one, covers more.
Covers all property.
More than one property, and then each one can be sold off without disrupting the rest of the loan. So we get this for developers. What's a wraparound mortgage?
It's when the seller has to pay like have the loan to pay the loan more, but buyer is buying from him and he paid like for his loan and for buyer's loan.
Yeah, it's like the seller already has a loan payment of, let's say, $1,000. And then later on down the road, he sells it to a buyer, a new buyer. And this buyer's making payments of, I don't know, $2,500 to that seller. So the seller takes this $2,500, they pay off the $1,000, and then they pocket $1,500 each month. It's a type of seller financing. And it's not possible if there's a due on sale or alienation clause. That's why we don't really see them that much anymore. But that's not our answer. And then can anybody tell me what a buy down mortgage is?
It's like a discount points when you pay like to lower the interest closing.
It's when you pay points to lower your interest rate. Yay! Love it. All right, we've gotten that one down. So for all of my YouTube people, just remember, if you want to be in the Zoom room, email me so that I can get you that link so you're live with us. And remember, in October, I'm going to start doing this at 7 o'clock instead of 6 p.m. so that more people can join us. But other than that, yes, guys, thank you so much. We had so many people pass. Elena, congratulations.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Morelli,
thank
you
you.
did email me. Email me again. I get a lot of emails, Morelli, and so sometimes they get lost. So email me again. I promise I will get back to you. You can harass me until I do, but email me again. And Elena, yay, so proud of you. You worked so
Congratulations.
hard. All the people that passed, love it. And
Thanks
I
so
will
much.
see you all next time.
Bye,
Bye,
Candace.
everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much, Candice, for your effort and for your supporting and everything. Thank you so much.
You are
I'm very
so